Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Self-Talk Show, your go-to podcast for self-improvement, self-discovery, and transforming your inner dialogue. I'm your show host, Mitali Ohri, and today I am extremely excited to share my thoughts on another fascinating book, Spirit Vigilante, a journey of self-discovery and transformation by Lindsey Van Wagner. So if you're looking for a book that guides you through the messy, beautiful process of self-discovery while equipping you with practical tools for transformation, this one is a must-read. And hey, here's a little personal insight for you. This episode resonates deeply with my own journey as I reflect on how our inner dialogue shapes our reality. But before we dive in, let me tell you a bit about the amazing author behind this incredible book. Lindsey Van Wagner isn't just a brilliant author, she is a living example of the work she teaches. With a background in psychology and nutrition, she combines practical wisdom with deep emotional and spiritual insights to help her clients shift from a place of self-doubt and uncertainty into confidence and clarity. She's walked the path of personal struggle and transformation, which makes her approach to self-discovery both relatable and grounded in real-life experience. Her credentials include MS in Nutrition Education from American University, BA in Psychology from the University of Maryland, and Yoga Teachers Training from Marianne Wells Yoga School. But here's one important thing. It's not just the academic background that makes her so effective. Lindsey has lived through addiction, mental illness, and trauma. She knows what it feels like to hit rock bottom, and she's also discovered how to rise from it. And that's what gives her the unique ability to guide others in their own personal journeys. Alright, now let's head to the review. Spirit Vigilante is more than just a self-help book. It's a map, a guide to navigating the difficult terrain of life's struggles and transitions. What makes this book truly stand out is the framework it offers. An 8-phase process of growth and healing, where every phase builds on the last. And the best part, it's not linear, it's cyclical. Each phase is meant to be revisited and deepened like an ongoing spiral that leads to higher levels of clarity and self-improvement. The phases are designed to help you confront your most difficult emotions and fears, let go of outdated beliefs and patterns, rediscover your true, authentic self, learn to trust your intuition, align with your purpose and higher self, share your unique gifts with the world. Every chapter in Spirit Vigilante is a deep dive into one of these phases, offering tools, exercises, and real-life examples to help you not just understand, but embody each phase. It's a roadmap for anyone looking to stop existing on autopilot and start living with intention. Now, let's dive into one of the most powerful excerpts from the introduction section of Lindsey's book. In this passage, she reflects on the moment in 2016 when everything changed for her, when she found herself in the psychiatric unit at the lowest point in her life, but didn't realize that this moment was the start of something new. So here it is. In 2016, a few days after Christmas, I had to ask myself how I landed in 7 West, the psychiatric unit of Sibley Memorial Hospital in Washington, D.C. I had the car, the cushy federal government job, all the appropriate material trappings. The boxes were neatly checked, but I was living a double life. Riddled with anxiety and emptiness, I had been wandering aimlessly into a grey, foggy abyss that was swallowing me. I wanted it all to end. Struggling to balance bipolar disorder with my newfound sobriety, consciousness seemed intolerable. The mental and emotional angst I have been suppressing with drugs and alcohol were quickly rising to the surface. I felt like a bomb waiting to explode. I figured I had finally reached the end of my life, that it was my natural time to go. In the 29 years I had been on this earth, I had seen what I needed to see. Little did I know, life was getting started. What I saw then as a breakdown was actually a breakthrough that saved my life and opened the door for the next phase of my journey. This source of anxiety, lack of direction, and a longing for clarity and meaning insidiously manifests in a myriad of ways. Complacency in our careers, low self-worth, and addictive behaviors that numb our feelings of depression and confusion. Blinded by fear and uncertainty, we refuse to go against the grain of convention and status quo, and we do not listen to our inner voice which knows the truth. This passage is a powerful reminder that sometimes what we perceive as the end is actually the beginning of something greater. It's also a reminder that we can't always predict when our transformation will occur, and when it does, it's absolutely life-changing. As mentioned, Spirit Vigilante is based on 8 transformative phases. These phases are a guide to help you move from a place of confusion and fear to a place of clarity, purpose, and power. Number 1 is notice. The first phase is all about awareness. It's the wake-up call that shakes you out of autopilot and helps you see your unhealthy patterns and behaviors. You will start noticing where fear, anxiety, and old beliefs are running the show. Number 2, allow. Here, you learn the importance of opening up. You allow the truth to enter, even when it's uncomfortable. This phase invites you to trust the process and embrace vulnerability as a means of growth. Number 3, shed. Now, in this phase, you start to let go of old beliefs and behaviors that no longer serve you. This is where you clear out the emotional baggage and mental clutter that's been holding you back. Number 4, uncover. As the layers of the old self fall away, you begin to uncover your true nature. You get a clearer sense of who you really are, what you really want, and how you can move forward with intention. Number 5, stabilize. This phase is about grounding yourself. You put new coping tools and healthy habits into practice so you can create stability and consistency in your life. Number 6, leap. In this phase, you learn to trust your intuition and take the leap toward new opportunities. It's all about overcoming fear and stepping into the unknown with faith in yourself. Number 7, flow. By now, you have created the space for transformation to flow naturally. Your new habits and mindsets start to take root, and you begin to experience a sense of ease and grace. Lastly, number 8 is ascent. Finally, you reach the ascension phase, where you live in your highest state of consciousness. This is where you see life as an ongoing journey of growth, and you're constantly evolving, learning, and improving. Now let me take you to another excerpt from the first chapter of Spirit Vigilante. Lindsey here introduces the concept of the antidote to denial, a powerful idea that can help us break free from the ego-driven patterns that hold us back. Here's an excerpt that really resonated with me. These escape routes serve a purpose for our ego, which is why they are so persistent and difficult to identify and change. The ego is the inner image of yourself in the context of your external world, the part of the human personality experienced as the self or I. One characteristic of the human condition is feeling a need to constantly defend, protect, and justify the ego. It's a security measure to make us feel safe in this world. When we let the ego lead rather than our truth, which is compromised of heart and soul, life can become unmanageable. You know, guys, what I love about this particular para is how it helps us understand why we keep falling into the same patterns. The ego is constantly trying to protect us, but it does so in ways that often lead to negative self-talk an unhealthy coping mechanism. Our usual instinct is to defend our ego at all costs. But when we let that lead instead of connecting with our truth, our heart and soul, that's when actually life becomes unmanageable. Lindsey continues. There is a reason we develop certain ego-driven patterns and continue reinforcing them until they are no longer helpful. And the pain of maintaining that false structure becomes uncomfortable and counterproductive. We all reach the impetus to change at different points after whatever is needed to wake us up. But we don't have to go all the way to the lowest point before intervening. It's not necessary to wait until things go from bad to worse to have a reason to change or commit to improving your life. Self-exploration is the antidote to denial. It prompts us to observe and recognize the actions and mindsets that are blocking the light of our truest selves. Now, this para is where self-awareness comes in, isn't it? Lindsey is encouraging us to start looking at our behaviors, our patterns, and most importantly, the thoughts that drive them. She continues, my instinct and compulsion to engage in some type of automatic behavior is based on a distinct feeling inside of me. Something is making me uncomfortable. I need to change this right away. But some behaviors are not so time sensitive or impulsive. They can be subtle, such as an obsession with getting that next material thing or hitting that next milestone. And then the next, and then the next. Once I get that promotion, once I get the new Tesla, once the kids go to the college, and then finally I will be happy. Once. Someday. I'll do what I want. I'll feel how I want. I will have made it. With all due respect, when will this day come? That last goal you reached? Did you get the satisfaction you were seeking? How long did that good feeling last? Exactly, right? Why do we keep thinking that once we get this next promotion or that next material possession, then we will be happy? This sense of constantly reaching for something outside of us, whether it's a new job, a new car, or even the next milestone in life, can keep us trapped in a cycle of denial. We think happiness is something to be earned or achieved, but as Lindsey points out, happiness cannot be found in external rewards. We overdo certain behaviors because we keep reaching for an elusive calm that can only come from within. We need to get curious about our patterns and what blocks us from that inner peace and freedom. This is such a powerful insight. Instead of always looking for external validation, we need to look inward and discover the peace that already exists within us. Self-exploration is the antidote to denial. By being curious about ourselves, we can begin to break free from those ego-driven behaviors and start aligning more with our true selves. Now, one of the key takeaways from Spirit Vigilante is the importance of having support along the journey. As you go through these phases, you will want to surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Lindsey emphasizes the role of social support, which can take several forms. Number one is emotional support. This is about having people who can listen and empathize with you without any judgment. It's about finding those who make you feel understood and validated. Number two is practical support. Sometimes we need more than just emotional reassurance. We need help with tangible things. Having people who can lend a hand with daily tasks or join you in new activities can make a big difference. Number three, informational support. Now, this type of support comes from people who share knowledge and advice that help you move forward. Whether it's guidance from a mentor or tips from a friend, this kind of support keeps you on track. Number four is modeling support. Sometimes seeing someone else do what you want to do can be the most powerful form of encouragement. Whether it's through mentorship or simply by observing others, modeling support helps you see what's possible. The key here is not to go it alone. Transformation is hard, but it's easier when you have people around you who believe in you and are willing to help you succeed. Now, how to ask for support? Asking for support can be challenging, but it's a crucial part of growth. Lindsey shares some practical tips on how to ask for the support you need. Number 1, be honest. Speak your truth about what you're going through and what kind of support you need. People can't help you if they don't know what you are dealing with. Number 2 is be specific. Instead of saying, I need help, try saying something like, I'm feeling overwhelmed and could really use a friend to talk to. Number 3, check in regularly. Schedule check-ins with friends, family, or mentors. Regular conversations can help you stay grounded and connected as you go through your personal transformation. So, what are the key takeaways from Spirit Vigilante? Number 1 is 8 phases of growth offer a powerful blueprint for navigating life's transitions. Number 2, transformation is a journey, not a destination. Number 3, self-discovery is about peeling back layers and connecting with your true self. Number 4, social support is vital for success. Number 5 is embrace the messy process of growth. It's all part of the journey. Alright guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope today's episode has inspired you to take the first steps on your journey of transformation. Whether you are in a phase of noticing, shedding, or ascending, know that you are not alone. Every step you take is a step toward becoming the person you were meant to be. And remember, transformation isn't about being perfect. It's about being real, being brave, and trusting that everything you need is already within you. You can find the link of the book in the episode description. Thank you so much for tuning in this episode of Self Talk Show. If you loved it, don't forget to share it with a friend who might need some inspiration. And if you're feeling brave, leave a review to help others find their way to our little corner of growth and healing. Until next time, take care and keep talking to yourself kindly.